Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Destiny 2. So our next step is to talk once more to the Exo Stranger, so let's head down there. Alright. Of course we're going to see if Eris and the Drifter have anything to say.
You're far from true mastery, but your progress with stasis marks a step forward for our cause. Hopefully your example will encourage others to explore this path. The Vanguard view us three with suspicion. But you they trust. Show them it is not misplaced. Demonstrate how the darkness can be used for good, just as the light has been for evil. This is only the beginning, Guardian. We have much more yet to uncover.
Rise to true prominence, united under one banner and one care. With no gods but ourselves.
I wonder, I guess these messages are still being broadcast even though we've already killed her. Alright.
That power looks good on you, kid. Real snappy. When the world goes to hell, folks like you and me just keep on going. Still gotta work, still gotta get paid. Bring those fancy new powers through Gambit sometime, huh?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of PvP or that, so I don't think I will be doing that. But anyway, let's see what she has to say.
You see now. Darkness resides within, beckoning you, as it has many others, across lifetimes. Timelines. Beyond ours lies another world, one pervaded by darkness, where guardians abandoned their light at the call of temptation. In that world, you were no exception. But here, in this world, light and dark swell within you, side by side, giving you strength. Remember that when you step onto the ziggurat once more. You're there for one reason, and one alone. To fully harness the darkness within you. It's time now. They're expecting you.
The Exo Stranger is thrilled. Your progress with Stasis marks a new milestone for her. In order to understand why, you must know what happened in her original timeline, one in which the darkness corrupted all but a few Guardians. When this ushered in a second collapse, the Exo Stranger thought all hope was lost. But looking at you now, she finds hope once again, hope in a future in which the darkness within us all can be accepted, controlled, and embraced. A future in which balance and truth can prevail for the good of humanity. To take one more step towards this future, the stranger asks you to approach the ziggurat once more and embrace the darkness within. All right. Let's do that.
I'm worried, Guardian. Wielding stasis may be taking more of a toll on you than you know. I can resurrect you with the light, but if using darkness consumes you, I may be powerless.
Uh-oh. Where are we now?
I just want you to know, I'm here with you. Through light or dark. We're partners. Always.
Well, that's creepy looking. Embrace the darkness within. Revenant acquired. We got a new subclass. Alright. So now I need to go back and talk to the Exo Stranger again. Let's look at what we got. So now... Oh, there's going to be more subclasses. Interesting. So this is just the first. All right.
You have taken control of the darkness within and sent Eramis to her end. It's time the truth presented itself to you. I mentioned before, another timeline. My own. There Eramis lived, and the temptation of darkness thrived. It pervaded the minds of the good and preyed on their desires, bringing about a new dark age. I feared these events unavoidable, and though I still do, you've given me cause to hope again. Our fight is far from over. We must prevent that dark future, no matter what. Thanks to you, I stand no longer at a familiar end, only a promising new beginning.
The time has come for the Exo Stranger to reveal to you her secret. In another timeline, her original timeline, she failed to stop the darkness from manipulating Guardians and bringing about a second collapse. Since then, she has been carried through time, trying again and again to prevent that dark future. Looking at you now, she finally sees a future in which she might succeed. She thanks you, then reminds you that the fight has only just begun. More Guardians must take this path onwards towards stasis. She'll be here to guide those that do. Keep up the fight against House Salvation and all the other enemies of the Traveler. And don't forget, you have an ally in the Exo Stranger. Return here to learn more about her past and any other secrets that may help you on your journey. And we get a new pulse rifle. Oh, hold on. This pop-up goes away. I can read what's behind it. Time-warped relics. This might look familiar, I know, but it is, in fact, not one you've seen before. During the Golden Age, Clovis performed many experiments. When it came to experimenting with the Vex, it seemed endless. Time travel became possible, but only for short bursts of time and with few options. It needed an anchor, something already unstuck from time. This was that anchor, and it wasn't the only one of its kind. For now, it's yours, and in time, all will be explained. We get no time to explain. All right. And then we're going to get, a quest to probably make it better. The BT-7707 was prototyped as a weapon to combat the Vex, a portable mass driver capable of firing rounds that moved beyond relativistic speeds. I don't know if it was ever completed in this timeline, but a version of it was pulled from another by Clovis during experiments with Vex technology, but it was never completed. The plans exist here, now, and I intend to prevent them from falling into the wrong hands. I'll need your help to do it. Alright, so that's going to be a new quest. Alright, so we need to now go talk to Zavala to see what he has to say about what we've done.
Eramis is gone. I can't say I agree with your methods, but you did what had to be done. Europa is a treasure trove of Golden Age knowledge. That knowledge, good and bad, belongs to humanity and must remain out of the hands of our enemies. With their Kell gone, the Fallen will be scattered and disorganized. Frequent targeted strikes will keep them that way. I've made an arrangement with the Awoken. Temporary immunity for Varix while he helps us secure Europa. It doesn't sit right with me after what happened to Cade. But there are greater threats on our doorstep now.
All right. Now that Eramis is defeated, the Vanguard hopes to reclaim Europa for humanity. Zavala asks your help in destabilizing what remains of House Salvation. He informs you that Varix will help guide you through your first mission, sabotaging a fallen weapons factory on Europa. Return to Varix on Europa for more details. All right, so we're getting a new quest line started. But anyway, first thing I'm going to do.
I hear you are making progress, Guardian. I know we can depend on you.
First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go someplace quiet.
Stay vigilant, Guardian. We've come too far to let the darkness win out.
Yes, Zavala. Oh. And we get this thing. Master Stasis, grow your arsenal. Investigate the Fallen. Discover forgotten secrets. It's just telling me all the things that I can do now that I've completed the Beyond Light main quest. So, I do have to say that this expansion is probably one of my least favorite of the expansions for this game. The main story, I don't find it to be very interesting. I mean, it's apparently kind of a quest for vengeance, although like it involves us getting a cool new power. That's neat, but I didn't really care for the characters. Because, I mean, I don't necessarily like Varix that much, but I, don't really have a whole lot to think about Eramis either. I don't know. And then it's just the balancing was all over the place. There was, missions in the beginning and the middle that were really hard. And then that last boss fight was super easy. Now, I think that part of that might have been because I overleveled before I got into that boss fight, but I overleveled because the previous mission was really hard and I had a hard time. So, I feel like in earlier expansions, the pacing was really good so that as long as you were just doing the main story quest, you were at a good level to keep going and everything was reasonably challenging, but not too difficult. The other thing is like that final boss fight, like there was no special mechanics. I mean, I was looking back at some of the previous boss fights and, like one of my favorites is, of course, the one at the end of Forsaken, which was just, I felt like I had, conquered the world after I beat that boss. It was just like, felt so good. And part of that was that it was like really difficult, but it wasn't just because he was a bullet sponge or did a lot of damage. It was because there was all these other mechanics that you had to deal with. Like there were things that were making him invincible that you had to make sure to shoot down before you could shoot him. And the final boss in this expansion, it's all I did was I spammed my stasis abilities once they unlocked. I mean, the first part was more challenging, but the first part, the only mechanic was to kite and just do as much damage as you could. And then once you unlock the stasis abilities, you just spam the heck out of them, and then she dies. No real challenge there. And yeah, like I said, the story doesn't, have any comparison to like the Red War or Forsaken. And speaking of the Red War, I'm really kind of sad that content is now gone. The Red War, Curse of Osiris, Warmind, the planets that those storylines needed are gone. And there's maybe they're going to pull things out of the content vault later so that you can play those, but it sounds to me like when that does happen, it's going to be very piecemeal. It's not going to be Like when I played it the first time. I'm really glad I played it when I did, because I got to experience that story and it was really good. And then, there are the other problems like the sunsetting of weapons. Like when I first started this, I struggled because I found that a lot of my equipment was sunset and I just got rid of it. It took me a long time to find an equipment loadout that I liked for these missions. So, I mean, I don't know if you've seen some of my previous Let's Plays in this series. Like, I did end up kind of settling on the Meta multi-tool, Meta mini-tool combo, but I couldn't really use that in this game because I got Risk Runner, and Risk Runner was just too good against the waves of Fallen that this quest was throwing at you, that I had to use that, which then meant that I had to find a non-legendary primary weapon. And so for a while I was using a pulse rifle, but I just generally don't like pulse rifles. I don't like the 3-round burst. And while I don't mind auto rifles, I don't find that it combos very well with the submachine gun, because submachine gun is short range, but the auto rifle is medium range. And that's why I like the scout rifle submachine gun combination, because I use the scout rifle to just pick targets off really far away, and then when things get close, then I switch to the submachine gun. So I kind of had to wait a while and get some gear that kind of fit my playstyle. And in doing that, I did level up quite a bit because I was doing side content. Yeah, I'm gonna keep playing. I want to see where this goes. One thing I'm gonna do, it's gonna be a little different, is that I do plan on keeping up with the season content. So that's something that after Shadowkeep, I kind of stopped playing for a while. And I think that there was some story content that was released in the interim seasons that I didn't really take advantage of. And I didn't kind of record for this show, and I kind of want to do that going forward. So I'm going to take a little break, maybe a week, and then I'm going to come back with the additional missions. Like we just unlocked one quest line just talking to Zavala there. We're going to pick that back up in the next episode. And then after that, I think there's at least one more currently available, and then I'll see what happens. There might be a break then till the next season when there's some new content. But I felt that there was like some story content that I missed out on between Shadowkeep and Beyond Light, like the stuff with the pyramids showing up, and I guess the darkness engulfing the planets that are now gone. I missed out on that. So I don't want to miss out on anything coming up in the future. Maybe this expansion would have meant something more to people who played through that content and got to see what was leading up to it. And I know at least if I had been playing through that content, I wouldn't have necessarily started out quite so underleveled, because if you are at the actual level cap of the previous season, then you would have actually been at the right level to be doing the Beyond Light mission, as opposed to 10 levels too low like I was. Anyway, that's gonna be it for now. So if you enjoyed this Let's Play, be sure to like and subscribe and click the bell icon if you're so inclined, and I'll see you later.